Hello everyone and welcome to my Magicka Warden PvP build guide. In my previous Warden video I was using Wretched, Running Cry, Master's Ice Staff and Sea-Serpent's Coil. It was actually quite good. I really enjoyed playing Magden in general, and for me it's one of the most fun classes to play. This time, however, I've tried another build. Couple different sets, couple different skills, and I was actually having super fun time in BGs with lots of kills and cool moments. And even in matches where I had questionable teams, I was often with the most kills and being able to hold my own ground. And I was able to do it running Recovery 5-piece set, Recovery 1-piece monster set, Recovery Foot and Recovery Mundus. So damage could have been much higher. To be honest, I don't know if I had too much recovery as I look at it now. I'll maybe try to switch something and see what happens. Anyway, let's talk about the build. Full written build will be as usual in the description, and now I'll talk about the main stuff. Most of my sets I kept the same as in my last video. Wretched Vitality, Sea-Serpent's Coil and 1-piece recovery. Those are staple for Magden in my opinion, at least when you play BGs and being a vampire non-Breton. Maybe you can change 1-piece recovery. Maybe you can also change Sea-Serpent's Coil, but I don't know why, because Warden is the class in my opinion to use this mythic. So these sets I kept as before. What is new now? Firstly, I switched Master's Staff for Asylum one. I did try both of them last time, and I kinda decided that Master's is just better, just based on 600 weapon and spell damage, and how it felt in general. However, this time I've decided to really commit to Asylum stuff. Because first of all, I was already playing with Masters a lot and wanted to try something new. And second of all, I've seen multiple videos of people advertising it and I thought, yeah sure, why not. And I think it worked out pretty well. It gives status effects pressure and it's super satisfying spammable to use, so I really liked it. And secondly, to fully commit to Asylum stuff, I've decided to switch Running Cry for Draugrkin. You kinda need to run 3 light pieces on this build, and I think it's first time ever I'm doing this, but I think it's worth it. Basically, what Draugrkin does is it gives you 300 plus flat damage to all of your damage sources. So your Crushing Shock does more damage, your status effects do more damage, your ultimate does more damage, and so on. Really good set with only one drawback, which is minus 10% hidden taken. It's of course not super nice, but not like I feel it that much on Warden. With the amount of heals I have on it, I'd say I'm good. With these two changes, Asylum stuff and Draugrkin, build feels different from what it used to be. And I think it actually deals much more pressure than the old one. I know people on YouTube usually say, oh my god, crazy damage, crazy pressure, Warden's so mad OP. I'll be more chill here. Honestly, I think it actually slaps a lot, but I won't act like it's on the same damage level as if you'd go with current meta. However, I don't really complain. For Magden, considering I have 1 million recovery and heals, I'd say this is very decent damage. If you don't want to use Draugrkin though, there are some other good options you can use instead. For example, Running Cry, Clever Alchemist, Olrime and Ice Furnace. Now let's talk about the skills. I already was talking about them more in depth in my previous video, so in this one I'll only talk about the new ones I'm using. So what is new here? First of all, I'm obviously using Crushing Shock as my main spammable, because it's the way to proc Asylum stuff. Like I already said, it's super cool skill, very satisfying to use, and it deals very nice damage. Also, as you can see, I'm using Cutting Dive here. At first you can think, it's just second spammable and it's for stamina, what's the point? Good question. First of all, if you look closely, you can see it deals dot damage. I think it was 11k plus over 10 seconds for me in BGs, and even more if buffed with Running Cry for example, if someone is using it. It ain't much, but it's honest work. And the real reason I wanted to try it out was one little trick, which I didn't think about before. So when you hit an enemy with this skill, and they are 7 or more meters away from you, it will set them off balance. Then what you can do is medium attack and your opponent will be stunned. That creates a possibility with a pretty cool combo, which I was trying and was successfully doing in BGs. So you use Cliff Racer, you medium attack into Crushing Shock, and then you can just kill the guy. If you also add Shulks or an ultimate to this combo, it will be even more epic. You can also use Magicka morph of Cliff Racer, and then it will give you 100 weapon and spell damage after activation, and it gets to 400 when you damaging an off-balance enemy. Basically free 400 damage. I haven't tried this morph for now, but it can be very good as well. If you don't like any of these ideas, you can run Flies or Entropy in this place. They can work great as well. The last change I made was Northern Storm ultimate on backbar instead of Healing Thicket. Here you can do whatever you like more, I just really wanted to use that epic snow storm ultimate. Let's go over a couple more important moments. Lotus Blossom is here mostly for Major Savagery and Prophecy, but you can swap it out with something else if you will use damage potions and not try stat ones. Lichen Vines heals for more than Living Trellis, because it also adds minor lifesteal, but Living Trellis works also as a burst heal when you're activated or when it expires. I think Lichen Vines should be better. I can't really confirm it, but I think it is. Also, I feel like we don't really need that burst heal on this skill because we can just spam Polar Wind. Anyway, you are free to use any of those morphs. I think they both are really great, and to be honest, if you feel like you're doing fine without them, you can use Entropy instead, which will also heal you and will do a lot of damage over time. And last but not least is Polar Wind. I still don't really trust Arctic Blast after it was nerfed, and the fact that it doesn't heal over time, but only provides a burst heal doesn't help either. So for now I'm using Polar Wind and it's arguably the best Warden heal. Maybe I will try Arctic Blast, but for now all I can say is that you can't really go wrong with Polar Wind. In general, like I already said, Magden is one of the most fun classes to play in my opinion, and with the right build you can make it really decent, so be sure to give it a try. For now I think it's all I wanted to say. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.